the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go.
First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. 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 Touchdown, yeah. Touchdown, yeah. Touchdown, yeah. Touchdown, yeah.
Didn't I just see you?
Something like that.
Something like that. Hi, welcome to this open forum edition, episode number 342, and you damn right, and you damn right.
Damn right, cousin. And damn right. That's right.
So, our continuous ongoing tribute to our little big brother, and special
It's not gonna
thanks.
stop.
Special thanks to Josh Pernada for making these. I mean, I really can't say more about the young man and his talents. And I know he always emphasizes to us, him and Mizzy both, which we love JP and Mizzy Pernada very, very much so. And it was good to see them
Yes.
last night. But, you know, as I told him today, and he's probably cried about 11 times with, you know, some of the stuff I said. But like I said, if it wasn't for Josh reaching out, we never would have had this relationship that we do have with the Joffos and with JP and Missy, respectively. So appreciate the Pernadas for what they do. And again, thank you to Josh for making this. And Debo, he's got some stuff for you too that we're going to send you in a few minutes.
Oh, no, he already got it.
Oh, you got him? Well,
I sent it to him as well.
Oh, got it. Nice. So, yeah. So, and that was just made up just last night at the damn table, which, again, congratulations to the, yeah, because it was only for 24 hours. However, I do plan on being there for at least 4 days, in 11 days, because 11 days will come by too quick. So yeah, but God willing, cuz while I'm out there, we will connect. Well, I mean, obviously we will on the 12th when the celebration of life commence, celebrating our beloved little big brother. But yeah, it was my trip back home was great, but it was really too damn short.
Well, even if you did stay here for a duration, it always feels short whenever you leave, because you know the saying. When you're having a good time, that shit always goes by so damn fast.
Yeah, it goes by too damn fast. And I will say this: I did not think bacon and tacos could coexist until I had some this morning. Or, dear Lord, always covered by His blood, covered by His grace and mercy. Absolutely, amen. But God willing, Lord say the same, God's will. I'll be back out there in 11 days. Hopefully, Mom Dukes might make the trip also. Well, first off, a lot of credit needs to go to my dear child, Miss Aja Monroe, because she made that happen. Debo is still holding on to hope. Oh,
That's facts.
Well, like I said, a lot of that goes to Aja Monroe because I mean that as Mizzle always likes to say, she was definitely in her element, just as Debo is on the grill. Yeah. For a Star Wars wedding, it was it was unique, very very unique. But again, congratulations to the union of Ryan and Katrina Meeks. May the Lord bless you with prosperity and peace in your marriage. As 24 hours have currently passed. Now we should have done a side by side show, but your boys was tired.
Not only that, I mean, first of all, the sun whooped our ass yesterday.
Yes.
Well, basically whooped my ass. Well, not the sun, I would say the heat. Well, it wasn't more so the sun, it was just the heat. It was what 98 degrees out in Loomis. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
And you
But when
should
you
be
put
proud, sir.
but
But then again,
when you mix 98 degrees in an all black suit and a black person in an all black suit, yeah, I was running probably a high temp of 110. But I stayed. But they know it. They kept us very, very hydrated. I will say that they had plenty and plenty and
yes, they
plenty
did.
of water, so everybody stayed
Plenty of
hydrated.
H2O.
Yeah, nobody passed out, none of that stuff like that. So yeah, all around,
You know the
just a.
ironic thing?
Go ahead.
The irony of it is, I hardly sweated chicken grease at the wedding, which is
Well,
rare.
your ass mainly stayed inside.
Well, yeah. Why would?
This is be real.
Okay. Why would I leave a drier heat to get back into a dry heat?
Correct. Correct.
But I did sunblock myself on my face and on my head. So
Smart move. Smart move. But yeah, just
Very
an all
smart move.
around good wedding. I was honored to stand up there with my brother Ryan and see him say I do to his beautiful bride. I mean, everything was just beautiful. The bridesmaids was beautiful. You know, the gentlemen, we were handsome as fuck. Did not expect Ryan
And
to
then
give
he went in
shout
the
out to little
fields.
big brother. Yeah,
He went in the fields.
I held my own the whole day. I mean, even after dinner rehearsal and the rehearsal, I was out of it. Like, wasn't there. But
Love you too, Zelly.
I kept that. Hey, love you too, Zelly. Good luck tomorrow,
And
brother.
yes, good luck in the games.
Yeah, if there's a link, man, let me know. I'll pop it on.
Here we go. There it is. I was waiting for it.
Well, you already know what I said. I ain't got to say much. But just until Ryan got up there and grabbed that microphone, and the moment he said, "There's somebody not here," I'm like, "This motherfucker."
and that's when Mizzle finally broke down. I think I was the only one at the table that didn't cry. And then I just randomly shout out number 10 forever. And Mizzle was trying to say you damn right, but couldn't. But you know where he was going. And because of that, Debo came up with a new term for something that does not taste good. And basically what he said was, it tastes like fuck it. So that will go up on the merch shop real soon, to where you can get gear, among other things. And yes, we will have some really real gear if you want to honor the memory of our little big brother. That will also go up on the merch shop real soon. So
yeah, I'll create those. I'll create those here pretty soon.
So there's more gear coming. So please go to the mizzledubshow.com. Come on, idiot, get your ish together. Come on.
Yeah, you beat me to it because I was about to say it.
Go to mizzledubshow.com.myshopify.com and get your gear there. So we are now down to 2, and you know what? 2 small media markets in the NBA Finals, and I like it. I really do.
Oh, this is perfect. I mean,
I really do.
I picked the Knicks and Timberwolves to make it.
Yes.
What's up, son? That's right. If you saying the GOAT for your uncle, that's right. Long live him.
Yeet.
But I like this matchup. I believe both teams play good defense. Let's just put it that way. But I just think that's right. He is the GOAT. As Steve brought to the attention as we were talking in the group chat earlier, is that the OKC, their front court, you'll see how it balances out with the defense of the Pacers. So
I really think for me, I'm gonna use the old football cliche when it says, whoever controls the line of scrimmage wins the game. Whoever controls the glass will win this series, because both teams have tremendous length. Obviously, the rebound matchup between Siakam and Hardenstein is going to be huge in this series.
Yes.
But again, it's going to come down to. I mean, the bench for Indiana stepped up big time tonight in Game 6 as they clinched their first trip to the finals in 25 years. Hard to believe that. It's been that long since Indiana has made it to the finals. But I mean, here we are. I mean, we got two small market teams. You got. I mean, it's very rare in these days in sports that the teams with the best, that the team with the best record actually makes it to the actual
This is
championship
true. This
round.
is true.
But the Thunder showed why they won every bit of those 64 games, and we've been saying it on this show for the last 2 years. I mean, SGA really should have two MVPs being back to back, being the first to do it since Jokic and Wardell, but he has been playing out of his ever living mind since he got that award, and he was huge again as a Thunder in the Wolves season. But I mean, again, it's
If
for the
they are
Pacers.
to win these finals, he would have to be the finals MVP.
Oh,
I
without
just think
question,
that.
without question. Unless somebody from OKC just goes absolutely out of their mind.
Right.
What
That's
is
right.
rude, Mr. Sullivan?
That was your brother's nickname.
Oh, okay. That is true. I thought I was being rude about someone else, but my bad.
No.
Anyhow, 125 to
Or
108.
pound root that you were out here for 24 hours and didn't see it. But I'm thinking he's going with Little Big Brother. I could be wrong, but let us know, B.
Yeah. And yeah, okay. Let me just get this out the way. Okay. Me being down there for 20 hours, that was strictly to support Ryan. I did not go anywhere. Okay,
100%.
keep this in mind, folks.
Straight to the wedding, back to the airport.
I got off at 3:60.
Okay, so it was for brother.
But for anybody else crying a river, I literally got off work Friday morning at 3:16 a.m. That's when I clocked out. I went home, showered, put on my clothes, woke mom up. Mom took me to the airport. I arrived at 9:46. Terrell, bless his heart, God bless him, picked me up from the airport at 10:30ish.
That's what family does, man. That's what family does.
Picked up my rental, drove to Loomis, got abused and bear hugged by Ryan, Mizzle, and Debo while I'm trying not to drop Mizzle's mocha frappuccino that I bought for him from Starbucks. But like,
well, I'm the one that ran up to you first.
True, but I'm like, okay, I got stuff in my hand. You know, don't be careful. And then of course, Aja being Aja, sneaking in pictures and videos and all that good stuff. But anyhow, so literally went to Loomis, basically. Oh yeah, you'll see me in 11 days, and you might get a special visitor. Mom Dukes might come out also, so just keep that in mind. But literally stayed there at Little House on the Prairie because it really was like Little House on the Prairie.
Cottages everywhere, man. Nice venue though.
Yes,
it was
yes,
a very nice venue.
I mean, if you like vintage stuff,
yeah.
If you like vintage stuff, this is the place for you.
Yeah, the staff was fantastic as well too.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, like I said, this trip was literally in support of Ryan. Now, when I come back in 11 days, it is support for little brother and mom and dad. Now, I will do my best to get out to everybody, even though I'll be in closer proximity, and I'll leave it at that. But 125-108 was the final score, as Pascal Siakam, not Tyrese Halliburton, gets the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, which was
I don't see how that was kind of odd.
Well, you saw the look on Halliburton's face as Siakam is receiving the trophy. Which
but as a player, do you really care about that trophy, right? That part trophy?
No,
you want that Larry.
Yeah, because Spicy P. Well, he was a big reason why the Raptors beat the Warriors in 2019. Which, sorry, Dub fans, I know it still hurts. I know, but Siakam had a fantastic game. Shot 10 of 18 from the floor, had 31 points. Halliburton had 21. Obi Toppin had a very solid game. He had 18 off the bench. Brian had 11 off the bench.
Roller coaster.
Huh?
that Opie Toppin is a roller coaster. 1 minute
Yeah,
he's like this, the next minute he's like this, next minute he's here, and then
he's really like Jonathan
freaky.
Kaminga. He's really
Yeah,
like Jonathan
freaky.
Kaminga in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like the talent is there, but
yeah.
it's just, can you be a little bit more consistent with that? Um, and for the Knicks, um, most of the starting five did well. I mean, Brunson had 19, Ananobi had 24, Cat had 22 and 14, Bridges had 15. But other than Shemet, who got 12 off the bench, the Knicks cannot get anything off their bench. And I mean, shooting 9 of 32 from 3-point range, you normally don't win many games. And Indiana shot 50% from the floor. Um, that pretty much tells you the story of that game. As B says, that Siakam was consistent on both sides of the ball. Hallie was not as much.
Oh, I was talking about Opie Toppin, not Siakam. Siakam was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be technical, the one of the games, I want to say maybe game 3, he literally was the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're sitting here talking, we're gonna bring up some stuff as well. So
Going back down memory lane, folks, if you will, on this open forum
indeed.
edition, which, by the way, we appreciate you chiming in and joining us. As like I said, we were trying to do a side by side show, but your boys were just tired.
100% on that one. I could agree to that.
Yeah, he was on one side of the couch, I was on the other side of the couch, and we were both knocked out. We were trying to watch the Giants of the Marlins, and basically they were watching us. We weren't watching them. Which, by the way, Robbie Ray pitched a fantastic game. He just could not get no run support as the Giants fell 1-0 to the Marlins in Miami, as they will try to go for the series win. And folks, we got some old school memories going back with you, folks. Now, folks, don't be alarmed, but once upon a time, your boy did have some hair on his head. That, folks, is from November of 2000 at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, which just happens to be my very first NFL game I ever attended. It was the Raiders, oddly enough, going against our alma mater, the Atlanta Falcons.
Which we won,
on that particular Sunday, which the Raiders won by a final score of 41-14, and Tim Brown found the end zone in that game, and the Raiders went to 10-2 on that day. But as I've said so many times on the show, and there's actual visual evidence, which I don't know why I did not bring my sunglasses with me on that Sunday, because I'm just squidding as all get down.
You see me and Little Big Brother. We knew the assignment.
Yeah, beanies and all. But just the one thing I remember was, we did not have to buy food in the costume because we're walking by. Here, have some food. Have some. Like, we're bringing back like 10 plates, and that wasn't counting the food that mom and dad and the rest of the family brought to tailgating. Like, the tailgating experience was one of a kind. And I mean that really stood out, being there on 66th and Hendenberger in November of 2000, as we are obviously paying tremendous tribute to our little big brother, which goes to show you, because he was very, very little in that picture. The boy was, God, 11.
Something like that. We'll just take away 5.5 years from us.
Yeah.
And
he was 12.
Oh, no shit.
He was 12. Because that was literally a month after his 12th birthday. and you saw how he was about 97 pounds soaking wet in that picture. And then obviously you see what he developed and become, especially when he put on the Fairfield Falcons Pop Warner pads on, and you see how he bulked up. But I mean, yeah, that was him at 12 years old in 2000 on that particular Sunday. And then he went from literally little brother to little big brother, as you can see. His growth spurt happened to happen, and then the growth spurt started. But there you see right there. I mean, that's That's really what it's all about, right there, folks. I mean, that's just what it is. But it just goes to show you of how we have said so many times that, and this picture is perfect example of that of how he was the biggest bodyguard because as you can see, he's in the front.
Yep.
And you see Sam, Mizzle, and Debo in the back, but that's just how he was. It was like you ain't getting to them without going through me first. And
He carried
sometimes
that
he
title very strong.
and sometimes he would push us out of the way, be like, what I say? Like, look here. We still we still big brothers. Like don't get it twisted. And Debo with the military reference. I got you 6. I got yours.
That's right.
Which for people that don't know, that's a military term for watch your 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that means for those that don't know. So as we're just giving you all kinds of info on this open forum edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show here, as it is, wow, it is officially June the 1st, which means we are at the halfway mark of the year 2025.
And at the end of the month, your nephew turned 17.
Oh Jesus! Now he's got facial hair. Like I can't. No.
Hey, what's up, Uncle Dub?
I'm like little. I'm like what's this on your face? Like
and,
the hell?
and wait, and that was DeAndre, and here comes Will. What's up, Uncle Dub?
I'm like, okay. You just keep getting those good grades, young man, like you've been doing it, and keep shooting
100%.
for the stars, young man.
Definitely shout out to both of the boys, man. He's thriving in life right now.
Yes.
Couldn't be more proud.
But again, as it says in the Bible, charity starts at home and spreads abroad. And I mean, it's been they've had a very good, solid foundation, and that is credit to you and Nicole, which I really think you guys don't get enough credit, like you should. So damn it, I will give y'all the credit because, like I said, you know, the good foundation is there. So I mean, you know, you deserve a lot of credit. And as I said yesterday, in my one of my many speeches on yesterday evening, um, I couldn't be more proud of you of how you handle yourself. Even though I know our hearts are very heavy,
Yeah.
but for you to still do your duties, even though theoretically, technically speaking, Caleb was the best man, but
I just handed the dope shit.
but but to but to still be there and lend your support in the heaviest of times and still come through. Like I said, I'm very proud of you. And it goes without saying.
Well, I think I needed that wedding more than anything else, and just to be surrounded by you guys, I just kind of needed that. So I told Ryan I was gonna get him up there. We were gonna get her done, and yeah, the rest is history, as you might see in many videos and other pictures that might be coming around.
Yeah, there was plenty of nostalgic memories that will transpire throughout the coming weeks. They even got me,
Indeed.
pinning roses on Ryan and Mizzle because, well, I do know a thing or two about that, considering how, my hometown church had a lot of 3 o'clock services wearing stuff like that. So I kind of just use my
It was a
expertise.
joint effort getting it done.
Well, as we always say, it takes a village, and last night the village showed up big time
We got a nice one, I'll tell you
in
that.
a very, very big way. So definitely appreciate those that came out. Like I said, I really thought I really wasn't gonna be able to make it, but the Lord still makes a way out of no way, and I was able to partake and participate. And even have some great bacon and steak tacos, which were just immaculate. Oh my god! And
Yes.
jalapeno cornbread. Who knew?
Right?
Who knew?
They're gonna have to
Who
share
knew?
that
Who knew?
recipe.
But I definitely agree with Uncle Bobby, who we talked
Did
about
I
him.
not? Did I not make my stuff public?
This is this is me and his private chat. But he
Oh, okay.
no, but he because he was asking me what do I think um and I said, well, the Knicks have been on the road, but I don't think the Pacers won a game seven, and they definitely played that way. Um, but I agree with Uncle Bobby's prediction. He said Thunder in six. I tend to agree with that,
I said 6 as well.
which gets underway Thursday. So there will be plenty of rest for both teams as game one of the finals, which of course will be aired exclusively on ABC, um, will take place on Thursday. The whole schedule did come out, so we will get that to you momentarily. And that's where he is his happiest. Around, I mean, we always say trick a lot of kids, but Rail loved the kids. Um, that's just what it was. As you can see, the Knicks did play. I mean, Knick fans have nothing to be ashamed about. The Knicks gave them
No.
a tremendous ride. It's just again, Tibbs just does not know how to use his roster to its full ability, and that's
He uses his starters too
yeah,
much,
he
and they
drains
get
them.
worn down by the
He
fourth
drains them.
quarter.
Yeah, he drains them.
Yeah. So when he has
Definitely
great
drains
players
them.
on the bench to
Yeah,
use.
yeah. He just
So
doesn't
yeah,
do it consistent enough.
100%.
But again, Knicks played very well. Knicks played hard, gave him a great run, and hell, you denied the Boston Celtics a chance to repeat, which means the Celtics have still not repeated since Bill Russell, and
Oh,
that's going on
okay.
50 plus years.
Yeah. Wow.
So, I mean, kudos to that. But it is down to two. It is down to the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder, since moving to OKC, making their second finals appearance in since they moved to Oklahoma um, after leaving Seattle. And for the Pacers, this is their their second appearance in the NBA Finals, as they appeared back in 2000, lost to the Lakers in six, the first of Shaq and Kobe's three consecutive that they won together.
I agree with that statement, B.
About the only thing you will see a Sixer and a Laker fan agree on is the dislikement of Beantown. But here we are. So, here is the official schedule for the NBA Finals between the Thunder and the Pacers. Of course, OKC, by way of having the best record in the NBA, will have the home court advantage with games one and two, 6, and if necessary, 7. Game one is Thursday. Game two will be Sunday. Game three on Wednesday. Game four Friday, and then they take Father's Day off, or I mean not Father's Day. They'll take the whole weekend off, and then Game five will be Monday, and then Game
So they're
six.
giving them time to rest so they can make this very interesting. I see.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at it. Game one Thursday, then basically you don't play again until Sunday, then you don't play again until Wednesday. So, I mean, they're really making sure that they have plenty of rest. Game six will be June 19th, and then if there is a game seven, it will be on a Sunday on the 22nd of June, which also happens to be a 7FL Championship Sunday on that same date as well. Again, all games will be on ABC, but also at the same time, which hold that thought for 1 second, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh, he has disappeared. So as he has taken and disappeared off camera, we'll just continue to show some memories of bruh. And I would say this one right here was probably one of the happiest moments for that man right here. That picture right there. I'll tell you what. At the Raider game in Oakland, it's pouring rain outside, and we gotta take off and get to freaking the hospital. I like the time. Well, yeah. You give the time between the games. You give them ample time to get themselves rested up and not play every other day like the playoff structured in the beginning. So you're not risking injury, i.e., what happened to Steph Curry and a few other players. You give them time to relax and heal their body. So the in between games is pretty good. It should set up for a pretty much good series. I just still think OKC might, like Dub said, take it in 6. I said that as well. Straight up. Straight up. That that man been wanting to be a dad for the longest, just by living through us having kids and him being the uncle or the godfather or just a cousin. He wanted to be a father and he had the opportunity. So I'm glad he got to have that. But you can see the joy in his face right there. That's.
Oh yes, yeah. That man, that. Like if I wanted a picture to frame, it would be that picture right there.
I mean, you
That
can't
that
tell me
that
he wasn't happy.
that would
I
be
mean,
that picture.
he always had that smile, but that smile right there had more meaning. You know what I'm saying? You can really see the joy and happiness that he had in his face
Mm-hmm.
right there. Don't get me wrong. Excellent uncle. Excellent fucking uncle. I cannot be more happier to have him as my brother and an uncle to my kids. So that's spectacular. That's just, yeah, this picture right here really warms my heart. Just the pure joy of our brother right there. Just, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is that's the one that really gets you in the
Yeah,
feels, if you
yeah,
will. And speaking of in the fields, unfortunately, with the Pacers clinching,
yes.
um, ends the era of our childhood, adulthood, whatever you want to call it,
Oh,
as
TNT.
the final broadcast of the NBA on a Turner Network took place with um, Ernie Johnson, of course, who's been the mainstay throughout the
Yes,
entirety of Turner's run. Like I said,
yes,
since 1984, the NBA has had some association with a Turner network, starting with TBS in '84, and then of course TNT coming along in 1989 and 1990, and of course Ernie Johnson um, being the mainstay through it all. Of course, from Craig Sager to, of course, one of my all-time favorite basketball play-by-play guys, the great Bob Neal, who was the voice of TNT basketball for many of years.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Of course, from Dick Stockton to Hubie Brown to Reggie Theus to Marv Albert to Kevin Harlan to Brian Anderson to Cheryl Miller to
Yes,
Chris Webber, Dick Stockton, Vern Lundquist, countless of great broadcasters have been a part of the NBA on TNT banner, and of course, one of the great sports shows of all time, of course, Inside the NBA, which is not going anywhere, but it won't be produced by TNT. It will be produced by the Mouse
ESPN, correct?
House. But just a great just a great send off by Ernie Johnson. Of course, you wouldn't expect anything less because Ernie Johnson has been a professional for so many years, and he has
Yes,
been the mainstay of the ESPN on Turner. So, like I said, it's no surprise he did a great tribute. Um, Once again, like I said, he's been there from the beginning since '89 when TNT took over. Like I said, '84 was the first year that TBS did the basketball. Of course, in the early years, it was Rick Barry and Bill Russell trying to give TNT and TBS an identity. Of course, it's hard to think about TNT and not think about the great late Craig Sager, who was just a huge part of the NBA on Turner as much as Ernie Johnson is. I mean, for a long time, those two were synonymous, hand in hand. Um, because if you saw EJ, you saw Segs, and that's
yeah,
just the way it was. Um, I don't know how it's gonna be going on ESPN and ABC when Inside the NBA does come around. Now, yes, you'll still have EJ, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles. So
That's gonna be weird.
the core will still be there. But the fact that it's going to be produced by Disney people, I don't know they can capture that magic that the
No,
Turner production people did. But I
correct.
mean, one aspect, it's sad that it's gone, but another aspect, um, you will get to hear the round ball rock theme again, but instead of it being college basketball on Fox, it's the return of the NBA on NBC. And I'm really anxious to see Michael Jordan's contributions to being on the NBA on NBC with his special commentary. That's going to be very, very interesting because, I mean, when you think about the NBA on NBC and the 12-year run that they had originally from 1990 to 2002, that simply was, as he, speaking of Jays, he's wearing the number 11s on the couch. Now, whose birthday party was that?
I think this was DeAndre's. It was DeAndre's birthday party. I just don't remember if it was his second or third.
Got it. And yes, you see there was a yes, Michael Jordan with a day job. Although he's not going to be there consistently on NBC,
No.
he's going to be like doing the Bob Costas special contribution role that Bob used to do um, for so many years. But interesting to see what's going to happen with that. But yeah, I mean, there it is, smiling, being happy, happy being the big uncle
Yet again, yeah.
yet again.
But I don't think it's going to be the same. It's not going to give the same feeling as it was on TNT.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
You know, because number one, now they're going to have to censor Charles Barkley and Shaq. You probably won't have those moments anymore. You know, so it'll be a little watered down.
Well, maybe Kenny Smith can push Stephen A. Smith into a tree. Maybe that could happen.
That shit would be funny.
Or Charles Barkley pushing Stephen A. to a tree.
That would be funny because seeing Shaq get pushed in that tree, that shit was so damn
That
funny.
look, man.
I don't care what nobody said. That
was
shit was
great.
hilarious.
Classic quality television.
Yeah,
Well,
good
you know
classic
what?
television.
I really don't think. Well, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I don't think anybody is ever gonna censor one Charles Barkley. I mean, he wasn't even that. I mean, they didn't censor him when he was on PTI doing those 5 good minutes with Corners and Wilbon. So
I mean, come on. You think the shenanigans they pulled on TNT, you gonna let them? You think the Disney House is gonna allow that to happen?
if you're asking me in layman's term, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I just
Now, will they push the envelope? Yes, it's Shaq and Charles Barkley.
Yes.
The envelope will get pushed.
yes, it will. Yes, yes, it will. And we also have the final two rematch of last year when the Panthers won the Stanley Cup. It is the Oilers and the Panthers part two to claim Lord Stanley Cup's final.
The Oilers better show up.
And living room, if you're watching, if you're up and watching or shooting darts, give us your prediction on the Stanley Cup Finals. Will a Canadian team finally hoist the cup for the first time since '93, or will there be another Florida team to win back-to-back Stanley Cup titles as the Lightning did it? Will the Panthers do that? So let us know. I will still stand by my stance. I don't know who's going to win, but I will say we'll go 7. I just think it will.
I just think I want the Oilers to win because that'd be dope.
Well, as I have said a few times about Connor McDavid, if not now, when?
Win.
And that and that was the same thing about Ovi, about Alexander Ovechkin. If not now, when?
Yeah.
And it's fine. And this time finally came in 2018.
You ask and you shall receive.
Speaking of our brethren from the north, from the Maple Leaf, Maya Coppola on my conference finals pick. All right, now, living room, who do thou likes in the final to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup out of the rematch of a year ago between the Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers? Which, by the way, one of the best scenes from last year's Stanley Cup final was when they were in Edmonton, the whole crowd singing the Canadian national anthem. That was freaking fire. Um,
Agreed.
which again, the Canadian national anthem is actually one of my favorite national anthems. I think it's very very well. He, I don't know. Okay, who do you want to win? I know you want it. I'm gonna say you might be leaning towards Florida because you really wanted Dallas to beat the Oilers in the conference finals. But again, who do you want to win the cup? We'll go there.
I'm just taking the Oilers. That's who I think. I'm just gonna ride with the Oilers. I kind of like that Connor McDavid, and
well, like I said, Canada. He says, "I just want them all to have a good." Well, like I said, I think it'll be a good series. I still think it's going 7.
It'd be nice for Canada to win one.
Yeah, it's been 32. It's been 33 years. It's been 32 years for It's been 32 years for the country of Canada. For the Oilers specifically, it's been 35 since 1990.
Yeah, they're due.
Which, oddly enough, they won that without Wayne Gretzky because Gretzky was gone by the time the Oilers won their 5th Stanley Cup championship without the great number 99. But I mean, yeah, that should be a very good series, and I will get up the schedule for the Stanley Cup Finals and give you all the dates.
I think I might pay a little more. Well, of course, when the finals come around, I always pay more attention. But I think I'm really going to pay a little bit more attention to this series again because, of course, it's a rematch, of course. But I would, like I said, I would like to see the Oilers win just for Canada.
I did not know Dominic Hasek was originally a Chicago Blackhawk. I did not know that.
Interesting.
Very much so. All right. I want the schedule. Indeed, it was for Canada. They were on the top of the sports world.
Yeah.
All right. So here's an interesting stat. So, since 1965, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop it, Beavis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since 1965, only 8 teams have gone to 3 straight Stanley Cup final appearances. Of course, the Canadians did it from 1969 to 1965 to 1969. The Blues win 3 straight times from 1968 to 1970. The Flyers in 74 through 76. The Canadians again 76 through 79. Of course, the New York Islanders who won 4 straight from 1980 to 1984. Then the Oilers 3 straight years in 83, 84, 85. And the last 2 by the state of Florida. Of course, the Lightning in 2020 through 2022 in 3 consecutive Stanley Cup appearances. And, of course, the Panthers 23, 24, and 25. Red Wings did 3 out of 4. They got swept in 95, didn't get there in 96, and then won in 97, 98. Not 3 consecutive. The Avs had some very good... No, since 1965, no. This is since 1965. Living room. But no, the Stevie Eisenman led Red Wings, they went to 3 finals in 4 years. Went there in 95, got swept by the Devils. Didn't get to the finals in 96. Of course, went back-to-back in 97 and 98. Now, back to the schedule, damn it.
You will do what I say. And also, while you're looking that up, Caleb Plant got the business to last night.
Well, I'm trying to understand how it was a split decision victory.
I don't know. I have no idea. It was one-sided.
Appreciate you, living room.
Yeah, we had to take a hiatus for a little bit, man. It's heavy hearts on this, and plus, I had obligations as a groomsman / best man. So,
but hey, it's good to be missed.
100%. That means we must be doing something right.
We miss y'all too. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this is I mean, right now this is being very therapeutic for us. So,
Yeah, this helps.
it's definitely
This does
helps.
help. And then once football season gets around now, good.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna need that.
Football season, y'all gonna be like, these Negroes again? Yes, again.
Again.
All right, so
And again.
we're talking about Stanley Cup Finals here. All right. Oh, there's the one. Yes, indeed. All right. So, Wednesday, game one. Well, I mean, Pistons on the rise. Tigers having the best record in Major League Baseball.
Tigers gave our Giants the work too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
gave our Giants the work.
And that's not having Scooble pitch in that series. We avoided him, but I mean, Flaherty and I forgot the other guy was just dealing.
Oh shit! It's the start of June. We're fucked.
Oh damn it, Beavis! Damn it, Beavis!
If you're a Giants fan and when you hear the month of June coming around the corner, you should ought to be worried because this team does not. It doesn't matter how good they're playing baseball when it gets to June. When June comes around, they just forget. They just forget how to play baseball.
Yeah, the June swoon is real.
It's fucking real. Yes. And this shit's been going on since we were kids.
Yes.
So it's just nothing new.
With the exception of a few years. But
yeah, well, yeah.
But your Stanley Cup schedule in the finals between the Panthers and Oilers in a rematch. This time it is Edmonton with the home court advantage, or home ice advantage, I should say. So that means games 1, 5, or games 1, 2, 5, and 7, if necessary, will be in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So game 1 is Wednesday. Of course, you can catch the Stanley Cup Finals exclusively on TNT. And, of course, True TV and Max with Kenny Albert on the call. So game 1 is Wednesday the 4th, and then they get it back on Friday. Now, see. This is what the NBA needs to do. Instead of giving them, 3 days off, in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's every other day. Game 1 Wednesday, game 2 Friday. Travel day, Saturday, Sunday, back at it on Monday.
I think the reason why they did that is because of how brutal they did it in the playoffs. Because remember, the playoffs was ran every other day.
True.
So you figure they're trying to get the best out of it. You give them a little rest. But hey, I would love all around every other day if I could get it.
Absolutely.
But it makes sense.
But also, we got some CFL preseason football. Oh, yes. Yeah. Now, did you happen to catch what I tagged you in on the...
Yeah, he was gone.
He hit the corner and he was gone.
Yeah, the afterburners kicked in. There was nobody catching him after that.
Absolutely. As yes, preseason football in the Canadian world is going on right now, as we got some preseason scores that all took place on Friday. Speaking of Mizzle's beloved Boatmen, the defending Grey Cup champions, they beat the Hamilton Tiger Cats 30-23. Alouettes beat the Red Blacks 24-16. Elks, still hard not to call them the Edmonton Eskimos, but they're the Edmonton Elks. They won 20-19, and the Blue Bombers beat the Rough Riders 27-20. And that was your final preseason game. So, folks, this Thursday, the road to the Grey Cup begins for real now. As Thursday, it's the Red Blacks and the Rough Riders at 6 p.m. Friday, Mizzle's beloved Boatmen, the Argonauts, defend their Grey Cup title. They start the defense against the Alouettes of Le Montreal on Friday at 4:30. Then Saturday, my beloved Stampeders and can Vernon Adams finally get my beloved Stampeders over the hump or get them back into the playoffs? He says, I am so out of practice. Come on, living room. You are a go-to guy for Maple Leaf football.
Indeed.
But the Elks will also open on Saturday
He
against the
says, "I know
Lions
nothing."
in Vancouver.
Uh-oh. I think my brother put himself out of studio, or there he is. He's back per se. Oh,
I tell you what, technology really want to be an a-hole right now.
well, I told you when I was before we started the show how I just got booted.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
Trevor
getting the
Bauer.
Okay.
Trevor Bauer
Okay.
pitching in Japanese baseball. What team is
All
he
right.
on, Living Room?
Yeah, that'd be it. You know what? I knew something was up. I haven't heard his name at all. So that's where he's at. Okay.
Well, but again, here. Well. Long time no see, Miss Jody. How are you? The Yokohama Bay Stars. All right.
Yokohama Bay Stars.
Well, Miss Jody, I guess that means you couldn't sleep. Considering that it is about to be 3 a.m. Central Standard Time deep in the heart of Tejas. But howbeiver, now my thing is, okay, they reinstate Pete Rose and all this stuff, but yet
Correct.
Trevor Bauer can't play Major League Baseball even though he was cleared of his alleged charges. Like, help me make it make sense. Well, Miss Jody, we'd be lying if we said our hearts haven't been heavy for the last 3 weeks, but we are trying to press our way and push our way through the best we can.
The Huskies.
He might have gotten caught up, but again, whatever he was charged with, it got dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I read an article about how Commissioner Manfred, who, as you know, I am not a big fan of.
I don't think anybody in baseball is.
And then he says it was long overdue. And I called him out. I said, my ass, you only did that because he's dead. Because you had all them chances to do it while he was still living.
Because you didn't want to make a speech.
And you wait till he passed away to all of a sudden lift the ban. Come on now.
Yeah.
We're not. You can't BS a BSer. That's the old cliche. You can't. So
Can't bullshit
miss me with all that. And speaking of Major League Baseball, one team decided to show up in Los Angeles and the other team did not.
Good Lord.
Yeah. 18-2.
Yeah.
Well, so is Michael Jordan, but he didn't get kicked out of the NBA.
So was Barry Bonds.
Yeah. So, I mean, a-holes do happen in sports. I mean, Charles Barkley was an a-hole on the court.
Yep.
I mean, heck, where do you think Michael Jordan learned to talk trash? It was from Larry Bird.
And Larry's not white.
He's clear.
He's clear.
He's clear. So yeah, 18-2, the Dodgers just absolutely throttle the defending American League champions, the Yankees. The Rangers beat the Cardinals 11-1. That was last night. No, he is a very good pitcher.
Yes, he is.
Helped the former Cleveland Indians get to the World Series in 2016. And then they blow a 3-1 lead against the Cubs as the Cubs finally clinch for the first time in 108 years. But as mentioned, Robbie Ray did his part, struck out 9, but cannot get no run support as the Marlins beat the Giants 1-0. And
couldn't even get one fucking run.
Thank you, Miss Jody. Wait a minute.
Thank you.
The Marlins won the game with they only got 3 hits. 3 damn hits.
Well, one of those hits counted as for a run.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Jody. Appreciate you, my dear. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Line drive single up the middle. Robbie Ray's
First L.
first of the year, but still a very impressive 2.43 ERA. But
Yes. I
that's
mean,
which
clearly don't expect him to win every game. But when you pitch like that, you deserve to win a game.
okay. So if you were to tell me that Ramos goes 2 for 3, Lee goes 2 for 5, Chapman goes 2 for 3, and you still lose,
I think they had the bases loaded once, and I think that's about the most base runners they had.
they left 11 on base. They were 0
Yeah.
for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know, living room, that almost kind of reminds me of Loy McClendon still in the first base bag and chucking it.
Yes.
one,
Yes.
of, one of Mizzle's all-time favorite.
Yes.
So you were betting on Manny Machado to go 0-4, living room, as going through the baseball scores here on this.
He must have been not playing good base. He must not have been hitting pretty good.
Marlins beat the Giants 1-0. The Nationals beat the Diamondbacks 11-7. There was no pitching in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as the Blue Jays just get by the A's 8-7. Cubs shut out
Oh,
the
so the
Reds.
A's made it a little
Yeah, they made it interesting.
okay.
The opposite. I just needed a hit. Oh, so he caught you by not getting a hit. Got it. All right. Cubs shut out the Reds 2-0. Cardinals shut out the Rangers 2-0 in a rematch of the 2011 World Series. Orioles beat the White Sox 4-2. And Miller Lite was feasting on cheesesteaks in Philadelphia as they put up 17 on Philadelphia as the Brewers beat the Phillies 17-7. Guardians beat the Angels 7-5. And the Royals with a 1-0 shutout win over the Tigers.
All right.
Mets beat the Rockies 8-2. The Rockies are 9-49 on the season. Yikes.
Didn't they fire their coach already?
Yes, they did. The Rays took out some frustration on the Astros 16-3 in Houston. And the Braves shut out the Red Sox 5-0. Mariners beat the Twins 5-4. As mentioned, Dodgers beat the Yankees 18-2, and the Pittsburgh Pirates pitch a shutout. They shut out the Padres by a final score of 5-0. And those are your baseball scores for the 31st of May. Looking at standings in the American League, the Yankees still 5.5 ahead of the Blue Jays and the Rays. 8.5 of the Red Sox, and the Orioles need some help. Tigers still have the best record. How you doing, Michael? How are you, sir?
How's it going, sir?
Philip Wellman taking the rosin bag and throwing it at home plate like a grenade.
Classic.
Tigers still the best record in baseball, 38-21 on the year, 6 games ahead of the Twins and the Guardians of the Central, 7 ahead of the Royals, and the White Sox need help. They're 19.5 games back. Seattle, half a game ahead of Miss Jody's beloved Astros in the West, 4 ahead of the Rangers. And here it comes. The trolling begins.
Oh, boy.
But again, this is why people love to see New York fans be in pain and misery.
Yes.
Because of their tremendous ish talking, if you will.
The privileged state of mind that they think they have.
True. But how appropriate. Final game on TNT. Reggie Miller's final broadcast on TNT. His beloved Pacers in the next season, much to his astute joy, if you will.
God, he sucks as a commentator.
And he's going to NBC. Go figure. Rangers 4 back. Angels 5 back. A's 9 back in the American League West with the Mariners on top in that division. In the Central, Cubs 3 games ahead of the Cardinals. 5.5 of the Brewers. 7.5 of the Reds. Pirates 14.5 games back, but Cubs in first place in the Central. Mets and the Phillies in a deadlock tie for first place in the Central or in the East. 8 ahead of the Nationals. 8.5 of the Braves. 12 games of the Marlins. In the West, that damn team in blue still in first place. 3 ahead of the Padres. 4 ahead of the Giants. 9 ahead of the Diamondbacks. And the Colorado Rockies need some spiritual help. But in the wild card, so yes, we're almost getting to the point where we can talk about the wild cards. So right now, your division leaders are the Dodgers, Cubs, and now the Phillies and Mets. Excuse me, are in a tie. Mm-hmm. So because of that, unfortunately, the Giants are on the outside looking in because the
what's
East
going
hadn't
on
been
with the
decided.
other teams? Yeah.
So yeah, only a half game behind St. Louis for that last wild card spot. So, I mean, this is where you start to make your trade packages if you want to try to get a big bat at the trading deadline and see what you want to do. But that's where we're at in the National League. In the American League, really clear cut.
I totally understand with that statement.
Yes, I agree. Well, again, I mean, it's not the organization. For some, it's not the organization. It's a perfect example. Mizzle can't stand my fan base, which is why anything bad that happens to my organization, he has a very big cheese on his face, like our little big brother had when his son was born. Cheese like that. Hence why the infamous fist pumping, if you will.
I hope you bastards never win shit as long as I exist.
See there. See. That is the that we've been talking about. That right there, folks.
And you know what? I love to see you guys get there, and then when you lose, just the utter disbelief and hurt that your fan base. I laugh. I love it. I'm sorry.
I know. You, Mad Sticks, and Country K live for that ish.
Oh man, I love the quest for 6. This is our year. Yada yada yada. The third down play against the Chiefs. Even though I hated that whole Super Bowl, but despising your your fan base, like it sucks for you and a few people that I know that are Niner fans because you guys are genuine Niner fans. But for all the other ones, they can eat a fat one.
No, we both agree the Thunder will win in 6.
I got 6.
I think
the Pacers are good enough to at least get 2.
Yeah.
Maybe in 3 it could go 7.
Yeah.
But I just think that OKC is the stronger team. I mean, just look what they did through the whole, just how they ran through the West.
OKC's the better team, and they have showed why they have 64 wins.
Yes.
Now again, is Indiana capable of beating them? Absolutely, they are, because they beat the number 1 seed in the East. But I just think the Thunder have too much, and like I said, SGA is playing with a mission. He is playing with a purpose.
Yes.
And he wants everybody. I mean, if it's not involving our teams, we would all love to see a 7-game series. If it's not involving our teams, because if it involves our teams, Living Room says Pistons would have beat Indiana, so OKC wins. So many can. Well, folks, yes, SGA is Canadian, and really the last 2 years, he really should have been the MVP.
I don't disagree with that either.
Michael says he just hopes the Thunder has the defensive consistency they had during the regular season. Well, I will say this. They have to keep Siakam off the glass. They have to.
100%.
Because if Siakam is getting offensive rebounds for Indiana, that's going to be a big problem for the Thunder. It is. But, I mean, we will find out Wednesday when all this gets started on ABC. But I really do think it should be a competitive series. And again, 2 small markets going at it. Why would you not love it? So that'll be very, very exciting to see. The Niners made a trade as they're adding a former defensive lineman from the Eagles to add to their defensive squad who had his best years, who had his best season under Robert Sala, as they traded for, as I'm scrolling, Bryce Huff, former Eagle, former Jet, now being a part of the Niners defensive line. And Michael says that SGA is gonna have a foul drawing series. Interesting analogy, interesting take.
Which means he's getting to the free throw line a lot.
Very, very much so. But just to recap what we have gone through here on this open form edition here, as it is just about nap time for the both of us again.
Church.
And church also. Oh, before we forget, Ace NFL makes its return. It's the East's Final Four tomorrow, and then Vegas will clinch their Final Two, as the Final Four will officially be in Vegas on June the 8th. But we have all the Wiggins family. Well, I'm a big Lou Dort fan, have been for a long time. I just love the way Dort plays basketball. Big fan of his.
100%.
So, there you have it. But just to recap what's going on with the A7 and the games going on tomorrow, or later on today, I should say. It is the East Final Four rematch between the BIC and the Renegades from Week 1, to which the BIC was taken to overtime by the Renegades, and the Renegades should have won the game, but dropped the 2-point conversion, which ended up in a 40-39 score for the BIC. Also, rematch between the Animals and the Watchmen, as the Animals beat the Watchmen 58-32, and then, of course, Gold and the Insomniacs, as the Insomniacs start their quest for their three-peat. And, of course, the matchup of the day out west to see who will be part of the Final Four when it's East 1 versus West 2 and West 1 versus East 2. It will be the Silver State Stealth taking on Sick with It. So, again, winner between BIC and Renegades and the Animals and the Watchmen, they become the first half of the Final Four for the league, as they will be the two teams from the East. And he says, speaking of the Wiggins family, I watched the Wayans family recently in a little movie called Don't Be a Menace.
Message?
Message? Yes, indeed. The talented family that is the Wayans family. Yes. And, of course, Sick with It Stealth, Gold Insomniacs, they will represent the final two in the West. And then we will have them cross-playing each other, which is what everybody wants to be a fan of. So looking forward to that. Again, check all your local listings.
I'm going to do my hardest to try to get out there for that.
Check your local listings on acefnfl.tv for the time to watch and stream. So looking forward to that. But with that said, it is nap time because it is church in the morning for Mizzle. I got to get to production for A7 in the morning as we do the playoffs. Might be my final broadcast of the season, which if it is, it's been a lot of fun as always with Chris Vera. And again, appreciate Chris Vera for his words and encouragement during our time of grieving. I definitely will go on the air tomorrow and definitely give my tribute to Little Big Brother before we start to throw off the games. Because, again, like Mizzle, he was one of my biggest supporters with me doing this A7 broadcasting thing. So it's only fair for me to dedicate tomorrow's broadcast to him and his memory, because he would be watching right along with Mizzle. So definitely looking forward to that. Appreciate the support. Again, don't forget mizzledubshow.com, .myshopify.com. Get your merchandise. We will have some really real merchandise coming up real soon for those that want to honor his enduring memory.
Those proceeds will go to his son.
Yes.
If you buy really, we will not profit off that.
No.
Everything will go.
No, that goes straight to our nephew.
Declan. Yeah, straight to Declan. That's not what we're trying to do. Just as if you order a shirt for the Super Dope Beat Maker.
Yeah, all that goes to him.
Go to him.
That goes to him. So, and yeet to you too, sir. So, appreciate everybody for chiming in. Thank you to the living room. Thank you to EJ. Thank you to B. Thank you to Miss Jody. Thank you to Mr. Ophis of Asgard Jones for chiming in. Appreciate y'all. Again, continuous prayers, and please keep the uplift the Mason family in your prayers. Me as well. For those that have continuously reached out to him or I, it is greatly appreciated. It is not going unnoticed. It is definitely not in vain. We say thank you and God bless you. And it is 5 o'clock some damn where, and you've been watching this open form edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. And good morning, Canada.